Hi, everyone. Welcome to the One Conscious Love Network. I'm here with Brian. We met on Facebook. You know, people always say Facebook is so terrible, but I actually meet amazing people on Facebook. So I'm really glad that we got to connect. Brian, please introduce yourself and tell everyone how is it that you shed your light in the world?
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much for having me, and I'll share lots of light and insights and bring a lot of value. Personally, who's Brian? Well, I married my high school sweetheart. We're 19 years in. We have four kids, two in high
Mm,
school, two middle school, three boys and a girl. That keeps me silly busy, right? My oldest just started driving, and that in and of itself is a joy, right? As all parents know when they have their kid get to that age. So we've got
totally.
that. What else? We love travel. We've been to all 50 states with our kids. We're working on all seven continents in multiple countries here and there. We love that. We love foodies. Wherever we go, we have to have the thing that's in the area, right? You have to try it and taste it. That's a little bit about some of the things that family is really important to me, and it takes up a lot of my other time because there's just so many people. Oh, yeah. One more thing. We have animals. We have a bunch of very little friends. We have four cats and a dog, thanks to COVID, and emotional support pets. uh,
Wow.
so there we go. Professionally, I've been a health, lifestyle, nutrition coach for the last 10 years specifically. That personal trainer, I've owned two gyms, and I have an exercise nutrition degree. I literally eat, sleep, breathe, always talk about health and how to someone could better themselves through
Mhm.
simple, easy next step type ideas or solutions into their everyday life.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Clearly a passion of yours. What got you started in that?
Yeah, I get this question occasionally. This theme song, dun 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 dun, it's Rocky, right? When I was aging myself, but born in '82, and by the time I started to get into, say 10, 12 in sports, and Rocky was out, and loved those training montages. I love the aspect of training, which then
Mhm.
led me into running in high school with one of my best friends, and I still see him on almost weekly or every other week basis,
Right.
Dan. He said, "Come out and run with us," and I joined the track team, and that led into running for a number of years through high school, into some college, into marathons. I had the fortune of running Boston and a couple others, triathlons. I moved into exercise science is my graduate degree
Hmm.
in college, which then personal trainer, gym owner, and I talk to people all over the world now to help them improve their health. When I look back, it's this natural unfolding of how the process has gone, right? When I'm in it today, it's like, okay, how do I find someone else to help? and and stand out in the social media and all the things that are
Yeah,
happening in our world.
exactly, right? And
Yep.
it's become so much more. I mean, I remember I mean, I'm aging myself more than you, but I remember myself like being an athlete, and it was
Yeah.
all about I was a setter on my volleyball team. So it was all
Okay.
about you're gonna set like 500 balls a day. It was literally what
Yep.
my thing was, and you had to
Yep.
set on this target and that target. And
Yep.
uh, my coach didn't care that I was eating McDonald's all the time, that I was partying the night before tournament. Like, it wasn't like, oh, it was like, yeah, whatever. You can do whatever you want as long as you set 500 balls a day. And
Yeah.
now it's like the
Yeah.
psychology, the eating, the habits, the
Right.
sleep, it's become so beautiful. I find the
Yes.
science of being healthy. So
Yeah.
what are you most tickled about? What do you love to do the most in the field of health?
Wonderful. I generally work with a wide variety of people from of course, the weight loss is the majority of where
Yeah.
I meet people, but I have people with chronic illness, type 2 diabetes, high blood
Mhm.
pressure, high cholesterol, high triglycerides, cancer, all sorts of different kidney or lung, or someone just reached out to me about POTS, which is a tachycardia for the heart attack. And then I have other people I have actually worked with a world champion CrossFit athlete, Betsy Finley. She was my personal training client, turned into CrossFit world champion. Pretty wild back in 2011. And then Sofia Renioso, Mexican kayaker. We worked together in both Tokyo and Paris Olympics. Very cool. But then I have just the weekend warrior. Hey, I just want to run a faster 5K and all in
Yes.
between.
Yeah.
And I spend so much of my time talking about nutrition, quite a bit more than say exercise or anything. And then secondly is how do I get this person to do it in an enjoyable way that they can stick to? That is
Yeah.
my biggest thing that I end up spending so much time, and I'm finding all sorts of different analogies or stories or different ways to explain stuff, or as I get to know my clients, because I work with them individually and I'm connected, I'm their coach and they're my
Right.
client, and I get to know and understand who they are and how they operate. And then I find little cracks to be able to go in and use that. Say a busy business, successful business owner. Hey, Michael, I'm so glad you're doing millions a year in your business, but why are you still 50 pounds overweight and flirting with a heart
Yeah.
attack? How can
Yeah.
we take all that skill set and that level of intent in your career and success there into your health? How can I borrow or drag those highlights there and use them against yourself in a
Mm.
positive way? Or uh, Jen, she's a super funny lady. We've lost 50 pounds. She doesn't have acid reflux anymore, doesn't have to take medicine for it. She doesn't isn't a type 2 diabetic anymore. She's feeling
Wow.
more confident than ever, and she's a funny lady. And so I use humor in our conversations to help keep her engaged, excited, because let's say going to the gym 3 days a week isn't up everyone's alley, but we have to find ways to make movement fun. So she goes to the
Yeah.
gym sometimes in the week, but then she does other things, other activities that are exciting and create excitement and that positive connection with doing the work that allows her to maintain her success of 50 plus pounds down.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. And off all demands too, which is just so
Oh,
significant.
yes, huge.
Yes. You're adding years to their lives, right? Which is beautiful.
That's the goal.
Um, so for everyone watching that's intimidated, maybe they tried, they failed, they're looking at you going, oh my gosh, I don't want to get like with this like super hyper crazy coach. I'm like, oh, I want a lazy personal trainer, you know? What do you say to them? How do you make it
Right.
real for them?
Right. I carry a lot of energy. That's just the type of person I am because I have to give it to people all the
Yeah.
time. Right. Because if someone is 10, 50 pounds overweight or struggling with chronic illness, hey, I have 3 medication pills that I have to take every day for these things that are happening in my body. They're not in the most excitable state. They are in a
Hmm.
deconditioned lack of enthusiasm or drive or willpower and motivation. They don't have the bandwidth to be able to figure a way out. That's why they raised their hand and reached out in the first place. So I give it to them in the right dosage. Right? For you, you're energetic. We're talking about really positive things. I can be very energetic. But if you came to me and you're like, Brian, I'm struggling. I'm 30 pounds overweight. This thing here is not great in my life. This thing here is where I've been challenged with for 10 years. I'm going to meet you with a softer tone, a softer energy, and a softer approach because that I'd be too much. They'd be like, Brian, dude, let me put on some let me put on my sunglasses here. Hold on. Yeah, let me put my sunglasses on here because you're way too bright. And can you turn the volume down? Right? So
I
we don't.
love
We
it.
just need to be able to match people with where their energy is at. Oh, one more story. Mindy. Mindy said she's retired. She worked in a bank job that she really didn't like. You could just tell by the language she used and how she described it. And
Mm,
she'd just go to work, check the box, go home, and sit and not really do anything. And she came to me wanting more energy. Okay. That's
mm,
defined by a lot of different things. But her energy level, she got more energy, but the way she spoke and her just how it came across through the phone was just kind of flat.
mm.
Every time I would talk to her, I would just like, "Hi, Mindy, how are you doing today?" Or, "Hey, did we do this thing?" She would like to go to this park and walk because she wasn't leaving her house ever. And going to
Mm.
Beeman Park was an outlet for her to move her body, to see the sun, and to breathe in some fresh air. And
Yeah.
that became a reinforcing part of our conversations. And even the conversation that I would engage with her was different than other people. If
Mhm.
we're engaging to lose weight, Melanie, then I'm going to talk about calories and food and activity. And but for her, we never talked. I didn't even know how much she ever weighed. It wasn't relevant in our conversation. She wanted more energy. So I would have better questions built around her consciousness, around her environment of was it positive or negative? Did she had positive influences coming in or not? Or how was she feeling about herself today? Or what her actions were? Was she we decided decluttering was a very big important thing for her because when things piled up, then her desire to clean the table in a sense went to zero. And so we would find ways to be more strategic of making sure she was able to not get overwhelmed with too much stuff and then keep the table clear in a sense.
That's beautiful. I love that. I love that. I always ask everyone, what is one conscious love to you? What comes to mind?
One conscious love is leaving the person on the other side in a better place than where I met them. Right? The golden rule, right? Treat others as you'd like to be treated. And I find that if I can help other people improve themselves and leave them in a better spot, then I am ultimately going to receive that energy back from them in thanks and gratitude monetarily, right? Money is just an energy exchange of I want the thing that you have to offer, and please give it to me in the easiest, best way that applies to me. And so, yeah, that I think that would be it.
That's beautiful. Yes, definitely. I can see that intention in you as well. So it's a really good answer that reflects you. Anything else you want to share with everyone watching? Obviously, we're going to put all your links in the comments. So it's
Yeah,
easy for
definitely.
people to find you.
Definitely, definitely. Well, one important question I always get from people, what's the difference between being successful long term or not? And it's consistently doing the things that actually work and produce the outcomes that you're after,
Yeah.
right? So practice, you do the things, you show up. It's 500 sets every single day, no matter how boring they are. It was imperative that you did that repetitive motion so that it was automatic when it came to game time, right?
Mhm.
You didn't have to think. It's just boom. And it was immediate response when the ball came to you, and you knew exactly how to operate because of the skills that you had practiced. And of course, you were coached and guided on how to do it properly. And that's what I do. Is just like coach people on how to be healthier for their particular life. And then we go into repeating that. And that's it. It's really simple. It's really easy, but life throws curveballs at us all the time and gets us thrown off. So consistency over time, doing the things that move you into a better position are going to be where it matters most.
That's beautiful for sure. And I'd like to add to that that
Yeah, please.
it's practicing with intent, right? With the intent
Yes.
in mind. And
Yep.
I hope that people watching that are um, maybe if known for a long time they need to do something about their health, whether it's weight
Right.
loss or getting off all those meds through health. It's I hope that they're hearing your call today because it's
Yeah.
easy to do it once you're sick. Um,
Well,
kind
that's
of
the
the
most
wake-up
obvious one
call,
that people are like, "Hey, the doctor just told me," or "Hey,
right?
I saw a picture and I don't look great. I don't recognize myself.
Yes.
Hey, my
Yeah.
energy is so low that I fall asleep on the couch at 7 p.m. and I can't
Mm.
participate in family time." Right? That's usually when people reach out, unfortunately.
I
But let's
hope
do
that they'll
something
reach
before
out to
that.
you before that. Exactly. Like when they're thinking, oh, I really should do something because you can see it coming as well, right? It's not like it's slapping you in the face when you never expected it before. So I hope
Yeah,
that they will
yeah. The
invest
writing
in
is usually on
themselves.
the wall for a lot of
Yeah.
people. It's not always
Yeah.
a, oh, I didn't know this was going to happen to me. Well, if we go back
Yeah.
and look at a couple of your daily choices, yeah,
Yeah.
this makes sense of why you're experiencing what you are right now, unfortunately.
Yeah. So I hope that they hear that and they reach out to you, Brian.
Yeah.
It was such a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, Melanie.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. We'll see you
Yeah.
soon.
Bye.